On a warm September night in 2025, Las Vegas bore witness to yet another piece of boxing history. Terence "Bud" Crawford, the once restless kid from Omaha's gritty north side, stood tall in the middle of the ring, his arm raised after defeating Saúl Canelo Álvarez to become the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. For Crawford, it wasn't just another victory. It was the culmination of decades of pain, discipline, and perseverance that transformed him from a boy fighting his way out of hardship to one of the most celebrated fighters of his generation. By 2025, Crawford's net worth is estimated to be around $30 million. That fortune was carved not just from his fists, but from his discipline, his ability to win in the ring while staying remarkably grounded outside of it. He has commanded multi-million-dollar fight purses, cashed in on endorsements, invested in real estate, and founded programs that give back to his community. Yet, if you ask him, his wealth is measured not in dollars, but in the lives he's touched and the legacy he's cemented. Early life, born in a fire. Parents, siblings, and a rough start. Terence Allen Crawford was born on September 28, 1987, in Omaha, Nebraska, to Debbie Crawford and Terence Crawford Sr.'s father, a Navy veteran, drifted in and out of his life, leaving Debbie to shoulder much of the responsibility of raising him. She was a strong-willed woman, sometimes harsh, often misunderstood, but determined to push her son toward greatness, even if her methods seemed unorthodox. Crawford grew up alongside his sisters, Shantoy and Letitia, in a part of Omaha where opportunity was scarce and violence was never far away. The family's neighborhood was known more for crime and poverty than for producing world champions. Still, amid that turbulence, the young Crawford found a spark, one that would eventually become his way out. Childhood struggles and school troubles. School was never a sanctuary for Terence. He was expelled from not one, not two, but 5 different schools for fighting. Teachers and administrators saw a troubled boy, but what they missed was a fighter in the making, a child with bottled-up anger and energy who simply hadn't yet found the right outlet. When his uncle Michael, a significant figure in his young life, was stabbed to death, the loss cut deeply. It added fuel to an already fiery temperament, pushing Crawford further into fighting, not just with fists but with heart. Discovering boxing. At the age of 7, Crawford walked into the CW Boxing Club in Omaha. The gym smelled of sweat and leather, its walls echoing with the sound of gloves against heavy bags. It was here that he met Midge Minor, the coach who would shape him not just as a fighter, but as a man. Minor saw the raw talent in the boy, his speed, his reflexes, and his ferocity. More importantly, he saw Crawford's ability to adapt. From those early days, Crawford began switching stances, an unusual skill for a child, but one that would later make him one of the most versatile fighters in boxing history. As an amateur, Crawford won around 70 of his 82 fights. He captured local titles, but the Olympic dream eluded him after a crucial loss to Saddam Ali. For many, that might have been the end. For Crawford, it was only the beginning. Personal life, family first. Behind a relentless fighter is a man defined by family. Crawford has spent over a decade with his longtime partner, Alindra Person. Together, they are raising 6 children: Terence Jr., T. Bud, Tyrese, Talea, Trinity Michelle, and Tamia, Alindra's daughter from a previous relationship whom Crawford proudly claims as his own. If the ring is where Crawford earns his legacy, home is where he invests his heart. He is often seen at youth basketball games, attending his children's school events, or simply enjoying the controlled chaos of a large family. In interviews, he admits that his motivation to keep fighting is not only his love for boxing, but also his desire to provide for and inspire his kids. Philanthropy and community work. Crawford's success has never made him forget where he came from. He co-founded the BMB Boxing Academy in Omaha, a nonprofit dedicated to giving at-risk youth a place to train, find discipline, and escape the lure of the streets. His generosity extends beyond Omaha. He has traveled to Africa on humanitarian missions, helping to provide clean water and supporting community initiatives in Rwanda and Uganda. For a man who could have easily lived only for himself, Crawford's commitment to lifting others reveals a deeper side to the fighter. Professional career, the making of a legend. Terence Crawford turned professional in March 2008, entering the paid ranks with little fanfare. Over the next 17 years, he would write one of the most remarkable stories in modern boxing, the rise. In 2014, Crawford captured his first world title, defeating Ricky Burns in Scotland to become the WBO lightweight champion. It was a victory that announced him on the world stage, a hungry young American with the skill and composure to win big fights abroad. He defended his lightweight crown twice, including a demolition of Yuriorkis Gamboa, a fight many cite as the night Crawford truly arrived. The switch-hitting king. Crawford's greatest strength has always been his adaptability. He fights as comfortably from orthodox as he does from southpaw, baffling opponents with his ability to switch stances mid-round. Analysts call him a chess player with gloves, a man who dissects his rivals before finishing them with surgical precision. Undisputed at 140. In 2017, Crawford made history by unifying the light welterweight division, collecting all 4 major belts to become the undisputed champion. In doing so, he became the first man since Costi at Saúl to dominate the division so completely. Welterweight glory. By 2018, he moved up to welterweight, capturing the WBO title. Critics questioned his resume, arguing he hadn't faced the best. That changed on July 29, 2023, when Crawford annihilated Errol Spence Jr. in Las Vegas. The fight was billed as a 50-50 showdown. Instead, it was a masterclass, with Crawford scoring multiple knockdowns en route to a 9th-round stoppage. Overnight, he became the undisputed welterweight champion. 4-division champion. Never content, Crawford climbed to super welterweight in 2024, defeating Israil Madrimov to become a 4-division world champion. At 36, he was proving that greatness had no expiration date. The Canelo conquest. Then came September 13th, 2025. In front of a roaring crowd in Las Vegas, Crawford faced the face of boxing, Canelo Álvarez. Few thought the smaller man could overcome Canelo's size and power. But Crawford, as always, wrote his own script. For 12 rounds, he outboxed and outfought the Mexican superstar, securing a unanimous decision and the undisputed super middleweight championship. The victory made him the first male boxer in the 4-belt era to be undisputed in 3 separate weight classes, a feat that may never be matched. House tour and car collection. Success has afforded Crawford a comfortable life, but unlike some of his peers, he is not overly flashy. Omaha mansion. In Omaha, Crawford resides in a sprawling mansion where he lives with his partner and children. The home features a private gym, a trophy room, and plenty of space for a family of 8. For Crawford, the house is more than just luxury. It's proof to his community that someone from their streets can make it big. Colorado Springs. During training camps, Crawford often retreats to a home in Colorado Springs, where the altitude and seclusion allow him to sharpen his conditioning without distractions. Car collection. Crawford has a taste for powerful, American-made vehicles. His garage includes Mercedes-AMG G63, a rugged luxury SUV worth around $145,000. Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, a muscle car that roars as fiercely as he fights. Hummer H2 SUV, bold, boxy, and built for dominance. And GMC Sierra truck, a nod to his practical side, rugged yet refined. All told, his car collection is worth over $360,000. Crawford's path was not through college. Unlike athletes who balance sports with education, Crawford's schooling was in the gym and the streets of Omaha. His academic journey ended abruptly after multiple expulsions. Yet, his story demonstrates that education comes in many forms. What he lacked in formal classroom hours, he gained in discipline, resilience, and ring intelligence. Lessons far more valuable in the career he chose. As of today, Terence Crawford is alive and thriving. At 37 years old, he is still an active champion, still undefeated, and still expanding a legacy that has already secured his place in the Hall of Fame. His story is not one of death, but of continual rebirth, Each new weight class, each new challenge, each new triumph adding another chapter. Terence "Bud" Crawford's journey is one of grit, resilience, and relentless pursuit of greatness. From the troubled classrooms of Omaha to the pinnacle of boxing immortality, he has defied expectations at every turn. His hands have brought him millions, but his heart has kept him grounded. In an era of hype and flash, Crawford's story is refreshingly real. A boy once dismissed as troubled, now a man celebrated as one of the greatest fighters of all time. His legacy is not just belts and accolades, but the message he sends to the kids of Omaha and the world: your beginnings don't define your endings.